Kayla, welcome to Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
That's right. How you liking it here so far?
Big fan. My judo coach, Jimmy Pedro, won his first Olympic medal here in 96. So I went over to Centennial Park, checked it out. Still trying to find his name somewhere, but yeah, big fan. I went and walked around, talked to some locals. So I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad you brought up the Olympics because I was going to ask you, like, obviously Atlanta has such a rich history of combat sports. Not just some of the best fights of all time have happened here, but the Olympics. So is it nice to fight in a place where combat sports is so well respected and appreciated?
Yeah, of course. I think, you always want to go where you're appreciated. So the more fight fans, the more fans that are here, the better it feels and the more welcomed you feel. And Atlanta has a deep history, period. But to have such a deep culture, like combat history, is exciting.
So Kayla, people love to criticize you and they like to say stuff like, oh, Kayla's taking the easy path and this and that, but they don't see the work that goes into it. So let me ask you this. If it was so easy, how come no one else is doing it?
I mean, I think you just answered the question for me. It's, yeah, there's always going to be negativity. There's always going to be doubters, naysayers, just people who are um, got a lot of hate in their heart or sad or whatever. But I don't listen to any of that. I'm excited to be where I am. I love what I do. My goal is to be a light in this world and to spread positivity and joy, because I get real joy out of doing what I do. So, I wish all of those people who like to hate on me the best, because they're probably going through something. So I'm sending them good vibes.
That's very empathetic of you. So listen, Caitlin's been in there with a lot of big names. I mean, she knocked out Misha Tate back in the day. Like, does she bring anything to the table you haven't seen before?
I mean, I think she's just a veteran of the sport. She's tough. She's gritty. She's composed. And I'm looking forward to sharing the cage with her. She's a pioneer of the sport. Like I said, she's a veteran, and I have a lot of respect for her, and we're going to put on a hell of a show.
So Steve had to leave, but he wanted me to ask a question for him. He wanted to know, who do you see as the biggest challenge in this year's tournament?
Probably Pacheco.
And lastly, I got a personal question. So obviously you're a very well-respected black belt. I recently got promoted a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. What kind of advice would you give? Thank you. What kind of advice would you give me to one day be a black belt like you?
Black belt is a white belt who never quit.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kayla. Welcome to Atlanta and look forward to your fight.
Thank you.
Josan. All right, Josan, we'll come back to you. Curtis.
Hey, Kayla, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. Good to talk to you again. First question for you. You were recently nominated for a 2022 espy award. How great does that feel, and how much does that mean to you?
I mean, it feels amazing. I was definitely shocked when I got the news, and then excited, and then nervous, and then humbled, and then grateful. I think that above all, I'm grateful and I'm humbled. It's big shoes to fill. I'm amongst the greatest fighters, and I feel like I'm standing on top of all of the female fighters who've come before me. I'm standing on their shoulders, and they made this possible. And I'm honored to represent all of women's MMA. And I hope that somewhere a little girl is watching, and she's going to stand on my shoulders someday and do even bigger and better than I'm doing. So I'm humbled and I'm excited.
Absolutely. And last question for me. Actually, just want to give you the chance to promote your foundation a little bit. Tell us what you got coming up with that. And for those that may not know a lot about it, feel free to talk a little bit about it.
Look at you guys listening to my positive and constructive criticism and changing. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. So the Fearless Foundation is my third child. It's for survivors of sexual abuse. I have a book out. It's called Fighting Back. And I encourage everyone who wants to help end this epidemic to go pick up a copy and read it, and then give it to a friend. All of the proceeds go to the foundation. I have shirts at Fuji Sports that are all the proceeds go to the foundation. The PFL just dropped a shirt, I believe, a Kayla Harrison tee, where all of the proceeds are going to go to the foundation. We have some auctions coming up. I have one of a kind Polaroids that I'm going to be signing from different moments in my journey that we're going to be auctioning off, that all the proceeds are going to go to the foundation. So we're starting to get a lot of traction and get a lot of money to really try and change the stats. 1 in 6 boys and 1 in 4 girls will be sexually assaulted or abused before the age of 18. And I was one of them. And I want to make that number a lot smaller. So it starts with education. I want to get my book to all of the health classes in America and then the world. And it also starts with mastery. I have a ton of ideas, but let's just start with the education piece first. So I encourage you to go check it out, fearlessfoundation.org. There'll be a lot of stuff coming soon. Support if you can. I would really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kayla. All the best.
Actually, my birthday is July 2nd. And if everyone could go buy a Fearless Foundation t-shirt from either the PFL or Fuji Sports, or buy a book and give it to someone, that would be the best birthday present anyone could ever give me.
Conan.
Conan of Conan Daily. Kayla, just one question. I asked the same question to Larissa earlier. You've been fighting in PFL since 2018. Now you're fighting your 13th PFL fight. What's the difference between Kayla Harrison in 2018 and Kayla Harrison now in 2022?
I mean, I think I'm just a much more evolved fighter. I think I'm a much more evolved person. Time and wisdom will do that to you. I think that every day I get a little bit better, and I'm still just scratching the surface. So I'm excited to continue to go out there and put on great fights, to showcase my skills, and to keep climbing the mountain.
I'm happy that you're doing, many inspiring things aside from MMA. I wonder how or what do you do to relax?
I mean, I have a hyperbaric chamber that was given to me by Oxy Health. So I get in there to recover and relax sometimes, take a little nap. That's pretty much it right now. I got chickens too. Those are fun.
Okay, just one more question. Do you think Kaitlin is an easier opponent than Marina?
Than Marina? I take all of my opponents seriously. I don't really compare one to the other. Everyone's tough until you beat them. So my job is to go out there. It's to instill my will. It doesn't matter who's across the cage from me. I have 15 minutes to go out there and do my job.
All right. Thanks, champ. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Salvador.
Hi, Kayla. You recently said that you do this to reach the top of the mountain, and I'm just curious what you could consider the top of the mountain, considering some would say you're already there.
Oh, thank you. It's really personal, and it's not something that I can necessarily define right now. It's a never-ending journey. Life is a never-ending journey to the top of the mountain. I think that maybe I should start changing it. Like, when you say the top of a mountain, everyone thinks that means there's going to be a peak or a moment where you're like, okay, I'm done. And when I was a kid, I used to think that. I used to think, I'll be happy when I win the Olympics. I'll be happy when I win it again. I'll be happy when I'm a millionaire. I'll be happy when I'm married. I'll be happy when I have kids. I'll be happy when. But that's a false story that we tell ourselves. Happy is now. Happy is present. Happy is a choice. And I don't necessarily chase a thing anymore. I'm chasing the best possible version of me. It's me against me. And every day I want to be a little bit better. So when I say top of the mountain, I guess I just mean my truest, highest, most evolved, best self.
And your opponent coming into this bout is taking it on short notice. With this year having all these big underdog upsets, is there a different feeling to the fight, knowing or given most would assume you're underestimating someone coming in on short notice?
Well, people shouldn't assume anything about me because I don't underestimate anyone.
Awesome. Congratulations on your SP and good luck on Friday.
Thank you so much.
Danny. Segura.
Hello. Hey, Kayla, how are you? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, bien. ¿Me extrañas?
Oh, I don't know. He lost me.
That means you miss me, but I'm sure you do. So I'll just go to the next question.
I miss you so much.
So, were you upset? Were you bummed when Julia Budd had to pull out of the fight?
Yes, obviously. I think, the competitor in me wanted to face a former Strikeforce champ, a former Bellator champ, someone with her accolades. I want to test myself. I think everyone was pretty more excited for that fight than they've been for any of my fights, I guess, any of my opponents, I guess, in a while. So yeah, I was looking forward to it. But I wish her a speedy recovery. I hope she's okay and that she heals up quickly.
And you had posted something on Twitter, something like, hey, this wasn't my fault, more or less. Did you get backlash for that?
I mean, look, at this point, I get backlash for, how I brush my hair. It's like, everyone has an opinion and everyone, thinks there's just a lot of negativity in this world. That's all I'm going to say. And sometimes I lose the ability to block it out and I find the urge to snap back. So, that was just me telling them like, shut the hell up. I didn't pull out of the fight. I'm not going to pull out of a fight. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, do you find that kind of bizarre? Because, I mean, you're showing up. You're here at Media Day. You're going to fight in a couple of days. I mean, you literally had nothing to do with this.
Right,
you wanted to fight Julia. Like, how the hell are people...
Yeah, I mean, it just gets frustrating. Like, it's the same thing over and over again. People just make assumptions or they, like, don't read anything and, like, just want to talk trash. So it gets a little bit frustrating. I'm like, I'm here. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight whoever they put in front of me. I can only control the controllable, right? I can only control me and my reaction to things. So that's on me. I probably shouldn't even have said anything. It's just a bunch of, negative people making noise, but I'm excited to fight. I'm excited to fight Kaitlin Young July 1st. It's going to be a good fight. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you don't underestimate anyone. You've made that pretty clear. But how do you bounce back from, having a former Bellator champion in front of you, an experienced veteran, and looking forward to, probably easily the biggest name you've faced so far, to Kaitlin Young? And no disrespect to Kaitlin Young, but, Julia Budd is significantly more established in the sport.
I mean, I think you just, it's really, when you come from the perspective of being better than yourself, it's not hard to be pumped up to fight. It doesn't really matter if it's Julia Budd. It doesn't matter, like I've said a million times, if it's King Kong, if it's Kaitlin Young. Caitlin's a pioneer of the sport. She's a veteran of the sport. She's going to come out. She's going to give her best. I'm going to come out and I'm going to give my best. And I'm excited to test it and see who the winner is on Friday night. That's why I fight, and I fight to be the best version of me. So I'm amped for it. I'm amped to test myself again. I wish it was Friday.
For sure. And on another note, how was meeting Sean Strickland? Can you give us a little bit of insight on that interaction? Because we saw his reaction to it. What the hell happened that he had to apologize for? Is he as bad as he is on social media?
Well, he said a lot of nasty things about me online. Not knowing me at all, having never met me, just making assumptions. And then he came to my gym where I'm team captain and I had to let him know. I don't know. I turn haters into fans, I guess. If you met me in person, if you're a troll online and you ever meet me in person, I bet you're going to love me by the time you leave. Sean's actually a pretty nice guy. He's a hard worker. I don't agree with half the crazy shit he says, but I'm wishing him good luck in his fight on Saturday. He fights Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yep. All right, Kayla. Well, appreciate the time.
He helped Johnny to train to win a world title.
That's right.
So we're grateful for him, and he's always welcome back at my gym.
For sure. Yeah. All right, Kayla. Well, appreciate the time and best of luck in your fight.